not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. The name of God is my inheritance. The name of God is my inheritance. God's name reminds me that I am His son, not a slave to time, unbound by laws which rule the world of sick illusions, free in God, forever and forever, one with Him. The name of God is my inheritance. The name of God is my inheritance. God's name reminds me that I am His son, not slave to time, unbound by laws which rule the world of sick illusions, free in God, forever and forever, one with Him. The name of God is my inheritance. 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 I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. Well, thank you all so much for joining me out here in my garden, in front of my corn and Kentucky Wonder pole beans. Golden Bantam, I think, is the variety corn I'm sitting in front of. I'm Miracle Willie, forgiveness teacher from the Ozarks, and we're ready for lesson 204, which is our sixth review. And lesson 204 is a review of lesson 184, The Name of God is My Inheritance. Thank you all so much for joining me and studying this wonderful, wonderful book. Let's see, what else can I say? It's Monday, July the 22nd of 2024. We're reading from the Foundation for Inner Peace version of A Course in Miracles, which if you don't have a print copy, you can find it online for free at acim.org. And you can follow along with another device. I would encourage you to follow along when I'm reading. We just read the whole lesson. I sang it. So the review is, I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. The name of God is my inheritance. And remember, it said back in lesson 184 that God doesn't have a name, yet His name is what we identify with, that connects us to Him and everything that He made, which is everything. The name of God is my inheritance. God's name reminds me that I am His son, not slave to time, unbound by laws which rule the world of sick illusions, free in God, forever and forever, one with Him. The name of God is my inheritance. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. Okay, let's go take a look in our text reading for today, and we're ready to start chapter 22, Salvation and the Holy Relationship. And while you're turning there, let's see what's going on around the world today from holidays and observances. Casual Pie Day. Casual Pie. 3.14159, and it goes on and on. It's not a repeater, and I don't think anyone's ever come to an end of the pi. It's the ratio it's 3.14 between the diameter and the circle of any circle. The circumference around the exterior is always going to be 3.14159 larger than the diameter. Fragile X Awareness Day, which is a genetic condition that causes intellectual disability. Lion's Share Day. Lion's Share was originally from Aesop's Fables. Is where that concept came from. A lion's share, taking more than everybody else. In the Aesop's Fable, the lion, I think, took it all. Hammock Day, also Summer Leisure Day. So take some time to go sit in the sun or go fishing, go to the beach, the lake, the river, do some outdoor yoga, ride a bicycle, go do something, have fun in the sun today. Hammock Day, take some time to meditate and hang your hammock up. Take a nap. Penuche Fudge Day, which is a nut-filled candy of brown sugar, butter, vanilla, and milk. It's from Portugal originally. Rat Catcher's Day, and that's from the Pied Piper of Hamelin, a poem of 1842 by Robert Browning. Spooner's Day, or Spoonerism's Day. Here's a Spoonerism. I always just thought they were tongue-tied, but a well-oiled bicycle instead of a well-boiled icicle. Okay, and then chocolate mint is our next. We've got some herbs we're going to be looking at now out of Edible Landscaping. They sell a few herbs, and one they've got here is called chocolate mint. It's Mentha genus, Spicata species, variant Piperita. And it says of the chocolate mint, it's dark green leaves, height 12 to 18 inches. Scent is reminiscent of chocolate peppermint patties. Very good for fruit desserts and tea. Space 1 to 2 foot circles, zones 4 through 10. So anywhere here, almost anywhere in the United States, huh? Okay, or even down into Mexico and way up into Canada. Okay, 4's quite cold, 10's quite warm. When meditating yesterday, I was looking at a lot of stuff, and I was trying to think, how do I just accept all this? And a little saying came to me: let everything come to you joyfully and cheerfully. Don't let anything take your joy and cheer away. If it does, you got work to do. Bring back your joy and cheer. So just accept everything. Just accept it. Don't judge it. Don't try to push it away. Don't run from it. Just accept what is joyfully and cheerfully. Okay, again on our lesson, I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. The name of God is my inheritance. Keep that in mind today. Salvation and the holy relationship. Introduction. Take pity on yourself, so long enslaved. Take pity on yourself, so long enslaved. Rejoice, whom God hath joined, have come together, and need no longer look on sin apart. No two can look on sin together, for they could never see it in the same place and time. Sin is a strictly individual perception, seen in the other, yet believed by each to be within himself. And each one seems to make a different error, and one the other cannot understand. Brother, it is the same, made by the same, and forgiven for its maker in the same way. The holiness of your relationship forgives you and your brother, undoing the effects of what you both believed and saw. And with their going is the need for sin gone with them. So we get to, forgiveness is how we enter into the holy relationship, or how we maintain it. And all we're doing is we're forgiving our own judgments inside ourselves, the belief in sin in ourselves, and then we think we see it in our brothers. When we begin to start practicing that forgiveness, the relationship changes from special to holy. Who has need for sin? Only the lonely and alone, who see their brothers different from themselves. It is this difference, seen but not real, that makes the need for sin, not real but seen, seem justified. And all this would be real if sin were so. For an unholy relationship is based on differences, where each one thinks the other has what he has not. Okay, so and we're going to get a lot out of this as far as relationship. When you get into a relationship because you're looking for something that seems to satisfy you in the other, but it's not within you, now it's a needy relationship. He's going to explain this. All this, let's see, for an unholy relationship is based on differences, where each one thinks the other has what he has not. They come together, each to complete himself, and rob the other. They stay until they think that there is nothing left to steal, and then they move on. And so they wander through a world of strangers unlike themselves, living with their bodies perhaps under a common roof that shelters neither. In the same room, yet a world apart. So that's what we've all probably been there, but we want to learn to not think that outside of ourselves is our joy and that we have to have somebody in their body close to us. We need to learn that minds are all one and that our holiness is the recognition of that oneness and that we maintain it with our practice of forgiveness. And the forgiveness is you're giving up what comes before you. Regardless, you're learning to just accept everything just the way it is. Paragraph 3. A holy relationship starts from a different premise. Each one has looked within and seen no lack. There's where we want to go to if we're not there, or where we want to begin any relationship. And it's where we want to hang out with all the time. That we've looked within and seen no lack. Accepting his completion, he would extend it by joining with another, whole as himself. He sees no difference between these selves, for differences are only of the body. Therefore he looks on nothing he would take. He denies not his own reality because it is the truth. Just under heaven does he stand, but close enough not to return to earth. For this relationship has heaven's holiness. How far from home can a relationship so like to heaven be? 4. So you see, so we want to start our relationships come from that place where we've looked inside and see no lack. Instead of wandering aimlessly, looking for what we can take from others, thinking it fulfills us, and when we've taken all we want, we move on to some other unfulfilled, unholy relationship. That bird said, "That's right, Will." Think what a holy relationship can teach. Here is belief in differences undone. Here is the faith in differences shifted to sameness. And here is sight of differences transformed to vision. Reason now can lead you and your brother to a logical conclusion of your union. It must extend, as you extended when you and he joined. It must reach out beyond itself, as you reached out beyond the body, to let you and your brother be joined. And now the sameness that you saw extends and finally removes all sense of differences, so that the sameness that lies beneath them all becomes apparent. Here is the golden circle where you recognize the Son of God. And what is born into a holy relationship can never end. Isn't that just wonderful? Reason now can lead you and your brother to the logical conclusion of your union. All minds are joined, and what you found within yourself as complete is within your brother complete. Here is the golden circle where you recognize the Son of God. You found him in yourself, And now you see him in everyone. The golden circle, he calls it. For what is born into a holy relationship can never end. Oh, that we might move apart and not be close to each other in proximity physically, but the relationship maintains forever. Even if they think they're not in it anymore. You can maintain the reality that only love is real, and that all love is God's love, and that you're one with it. The message of the holy relationship, section 1. Let reason take another step. If you attack whom God would heal and hate the one he loves, then you and your Creator have a different will. Again on that, let reason take another step. If you attack whom God would heal and hate the one he loves, then you and your Creator have a different will. Oh my. Yet if you are his son, what you must then believe is that you are not yourself. You can indeed believe this, and you do. And you have faith in this and see much evidence on its behalf. Again, oh my. And where, you wonder, does your strange uneasiness, your sense of being disconnected, and your haunting fear of lack of meaning in yourself arise? It is as though you wandered in without a plan of any kind, except to wander off. For only that seems certain, that we're wandering around. Paragraph 2. Yet we have heard a very similar description earlier, but it was not of you. But still this strange idea, which it does accurately describe, you think is you. Reason would tell you that the world you see through eyes that are not yours must make no sense to you. To whom would seeing such as this send back its messages? Surely not you, whose sight is wholly independent of the eyes that look upon the world. If this is not your vision, what can it show to you? The brain cannot interpret what your vision sees. This you would understand. The brain interprets to the body of which it is a part. But what it says you cannot understand. Yet you have listened to it, and long and hard you tried to understand its messages. Let's read that paragraph again. He's trying to get us to see that the brain is connected to the body, and that's not really where vision comes from. Thought doesn't even come from the body, from the brain, is what he explains to us, and not necessarily right here. Paragraph 2, again. Yet we have heard a very similar description earlier, but it was not of you. But still this strange idea which it does accurately describe you think is you. Reason would tell you that the world you see through eyes that are not yours must make no sense to you. To whom would seeing such as this send back its messages? Surely not you, whose sight is wholly independent of the eyes that look upon the world. If this is not your vision, what can it show you? The brain cannot interpret what your vision sees. This you would understand. The brain cannot interpret what your vision sees, that which you don't need the brain for. That's why we want to take these quiet times. Be sure to take 2 15-minute quiet periods where you just let the mind be still and quiet, and kind of go in there with the idea, I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. The name of God is my inheritance. And then just hang out with that idea today. So he says that when you get a vision, to whom would let's back up. Middle of paragraph 2 again. To whom would seeing such as this send back its messages? Surely not you, whose sight is wholly independent of the eyes that look upon the world. If this is not your vision, what can it show to you? The brain cannot interpret what your vision sees. This you would understand. The brain interprets to the body of which it is a part. But what it says you cannot understand. Yet you have listened to it, and long and hard you tried to understand its messages. Paragraph 3. You have not realized it is impossible to understand what fails entirely to reach you. You have received no messages at all you understand, for you have listened to what can never communicate at all. Think then what happens. Denying what you are, and firm in faith that you are something else, This something else that you have made to be yourself becomes your sight. Oh boy. Yet it must be the something else that sees, and as not you explains its sight to you. Your vision would of course render this quite unnecessary. Yet if your eyes are closed and you have called upon this thing to lead you, asking it to explain to you the world it sees, you have no reason not to listen nor to suspect that what it tells you is not true. Reason would tell you it cannot be true because you do not understand it. God has no secrets. He does not lead you through a world of misery, waiting to tell you. God does not lead you through a world of misery, waiting to tell you at the journey's end why he did this to you. So he says that in vision, the real world, knowledge goes with us, and we know what's going on. You might not be able to specifically say this is going on because of this, but there's a faith and a knowledge that it's all working out in harmony, and anything you need to know, you'll be shown, is what he's trying to say. And the last paragraph we'll read for today, paragraph 4, that'll kind of put us in the middle of this section, the message of the holy relationship. What could be secret from God's will? Yet you believe that you have secrets. What could your secrets be except another will that is your own, apart from his? Reason would tell you that this is no secret that need be hidden as a sin, but a mistake indeed. That you have a will apart from God is a mistake indeed. But it's not a sin that you need to be feeling guilty about. Let not your fear of sin protect it from correction, for the attraction of guilt is only fear. Here is the one emotion that you made, whatever it may seem to be. This is the emotion of secrecy, of private thoughts, and of the body. This is the one emotion that opposes love, and always leads to sight of differences and loss of sameness. Here is the one emotion that keeps you blind, dependent on the self you think you made to lead you through the world it made for you. Wow, the one emotion we made. We don't want that emotion. We want to find the emotion that was made for us and that we have right to live in. Our present happiness, our eternal happiness, the constancy he talked about yesterday. Okay, and be sure throughout the day not only to do your 2 15-minute practice periods or longer, but also an hourly remembrance. And then he says even between those hours, try to bring it to your memory, what you're thinking about today. Apply it to everything that happens throughout the day is what he's trying to get us to do. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. The name of God is my inheritance. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. The name of God is my inheritance. 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 God's name reminds me that I am his son, not slave to time, unbound by laws which rule the world of sick illusions, free in God, forever and forever, one with him. The name of God is my inheritance. The name of God is my inheritance. God's name reminds me that I am his son, not slave to time, unbound by laws which rule the world of sick illusions, free The name of God is my inheritance. 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 God's name reminds me that I am His son, not slave to time, unbound by laws which rule the world of sick illusions, free in God, forever and forever, one with Him. The name of God is my inheritance. The name of love is my inheritance. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. And our word for peace out of another language of the world is the Mohican language of the northeastern continental, northeastern North America, Canada and the United States. The upper Hudson River Valley primarily. And the word for the Mohican word for peace is Anachemowegan. I think it's Anachemowegan. Anachemowegan, maybe. It's a CH in the middle. Anachemowegan. Let's try that. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. The name of God is my inheritance. God's name reminds me that I am His son, not slave to time, unbound by laws which rule the world of sick illusions, free in God, forever and forever, one with Him. The name of God is my inheritance. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. Anachemowegan.